Well, the first returns are coming in on the WNBA All-Star voting. Of course, it will be in Indianapolis. And as you can imagine, Caitlin Clark is leading the All-Star vote. By the way, it looks like a massive turnout.
Angel Reese was hyped up as the new face of the WNBA. So why didn't she even make the top 10 in All-Star voting? Despite all the media buzz, her numbers just didn't deliver. She's shooting a rough 30.9% from the field, one of the worst percentages among qualified players. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark dominated the vote count, racking up over 515,000 fan votes and leaving Angel Reese in the dust.
Be honest. Second straight year that Clark has led the fan voting. She was second in early returns in fan voting in 2024, but jumped to first with around 700,000 total votes by the end of the period. So I'm wondering, are we going to see 1 million votes this time? Because I saw somebody earlier that said so far voting is actually way up versus exactly where we was at this time last year.
So why are fans making their voices heard through their remotes? Not the media hype. If you saw this coming, drop a comment. Did you already guess where Angel Reese would land before the votes came out? She's been everywhere lately, from national ads to viral social media clips. The WNBA has pushed her as the face of the league, but clearly the fans have other ideas.
The greatest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths, the deception of deception. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
The media didn't just report on Angel Reese, they elevated her. Major outlets like Forbes labeled her, alongside Aja Wilson, as the face driving the WNBA's rise. Some went as far as completely ignoring Caitlin Clark, even while Clark was lighting up the scoreboard and breaking records night after night. The message was loud and clear. Reese was the chosen star. She landed huge endorsement deals, appeared in national commercials, and her story flooded every platform, from sports shows to primetime news.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League Pass.
And still, the WNBA's official channels kept hyping her up, sharing her college highlights, and placing her front and center in interviews that framed her as the league's next breakout star. Everything was lined up for Angel Reese to explode into superstardom. And it wasn't just the league or corporate sponsors pushing the narrative. Angel herself embraced the spotlight, telling reporters she's the reason fans are watching, and that her legacy is already being written.
People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too.
Angel Reese's outspoken attitude made for headline gold, room, and the media ate it up. She wasn't just promoted as a basketball player, she was pushed as a cultural icon, a bold new symbol for the future of women's hoops. But when the All-Star vote results came in, the numbers told a completely different story. Despite all the spotlight, all the media attention, and all the marketing, Reese didn't even break the top 10. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark wasn't just included, as she was leading the pack with a jaw-dropping 516,000 votes. That's not just a difference, that's a massive statement. Fans are tuning in, paying attention, and clearly making up their own minds. And more, their choices are rewriting the narrative.
And there's a supposed, people keep telling me, supposed second most popular player in the league that doesn't look like the second most popular player at all. And in fact, a rookie I have been touting that is playing better than Angel Reese, Kiki Arifin. Well, basketball fans are showing up and they have got her voted ahead of Angel right now. Angel is not in the top 10.
So why didn't all that media hype turn into real fan support? For every flattering headline about Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark was out there earning attention, dropping performances that couldn't be ignored. Clark let her game do the talking, while Reese's rise felt more tied to reputation and the carefully crafted story built around her. Sure, the buzz was loud, but the emotional connection with fans, it just wasn't as deep as the media tried to make it seem. Take that Forbes article for example. They spotlighted Reese as the face of the league's growth, completely leaving out Clark's massive influence. But fans aren't blind, they're watching the games, they see who shows up, and their votes prove it.
According to Forbes, Caitlin Clark is not responsible for elevating this turd into the mainstream. The ladies responsible for elevating the WNBA are Angel Reese and the unknown face of the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces.
This gap between the media's version of the story and what fans actually vote for, it runs deeper than just basketball. It's about trust. When the hype feels forced or manufactured, fans notice. They're not looking for a PR campaign. They want players who earn their spotlight, not ones who are handed it because of branding. And the All-Star vote totals say it all. Despite all the media push, all the features, and all the commercials, Angel Reese still couldn't crack the top 10.
Enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is. Well, it's 13th place. And I can tell you right now, Jonquel Jones ought to be ahead of her.
So what's really going on here? Is this just a case of hype not matching reality? Or is there something in Angel Reese's actual game that's not clicking with fans? She's got the big endorsements, she's making headlines, but when it comes to what really matters, performance on the court, the numbers paint a different picture. And that's where things get interesting. It's time to break down the stat sheet and see what Angel Reese's rookie season really looks like, and whether the All-Star buzz is backed up by her play. Yes, she's known for her rebounding, but what happens when you zoom out and look at the whole picture?
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion.
Let's start with her shooting. Angel Reese is knocking down just 30.9% of her shots, the second worst mark out of 64 qualified WNBA players through her first 7 games. And for a post player, that's a serious red flag. Bigs are expected to be efficient close to the hoop, scoring on high percentage looks. But when you're missing over 2/3 of your shots right at the rim, it's tough to justify any talk of all-star status.
There is obviously no way Angel can compare to Caitlin Clark as a shooter or a passer. And there is no way Angel can live up to her dynamic social media / podcast presence as a shooter or a passer or even a shot blocker. She's blocked only 2 shots so far this season. She doesn't even do that.
One analyst didn't hold back, calling her 4 for 12 performance against the Indiana Fever, in a game where Caitlin Clark wasn't even on the court. Laughably bad. That's not the kind of showing that fires up fans or earns respect across the league. Sure, Angel Reese brings energy, but energy alone doesn't win games, and it definitely doesn't earn all-star votes.
She has energy, she has an attitude, she'll rebound you the basketball. Great. Nothing else. She has not, and she's got self-awareness. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player.
Now you might be saying, but she leads the league in rebounds. And you're right. Angel Reese's hustle and ability to crash the boards are undeniable. She's got a real talent for fighting through traffic and cleaning up missed shots. And that part of her game is legit. But even with all that rebounding, her struggles on offense are impossible to overlook. In today's WNBA, teams need more than just effort. They need versatility, scoring matters, efficiency matters. And when you're ranked 63rd out of 64 in field goal percentage, well, that pretty much says it all.
Not only is the self-proclaimed Barbie not in the lead, Angel Reese isn't even close to making the top 10.
Let's stack her up against a few of the top forwards. Aaliyah Boston, who pulled in around 447,000 All-Star votes, isn't just a rebounder. She scores efficiently, defends at a high level, and impacts the game on both ends of the floor. Then there's another standout forward putting up a double-double and earning over 213,000 votes, proving that fans pay attention to players who bring a complete game. These athletes don't just dominate one category, they fill up the entire box score, and that's the difference. That's what separates true all-stars from players who only shine in one area.
7, 8, 9 on the list are Kelsey Mitchell, Sabrina Ionescu, and Lexington Hull. The following 3 are Kiki Ariafin, Kelsey the Plumber, and Satu Sabali? You mean to tell me these unknowns are ranked ahead of the face of the league?
Even when you highlight Angel Reese's strengths, it's impossible to ignore the flaws. Analysts have credited her for her instincts, her hustle, and the way she battles for position under the rim. But they've also made one thing clear: rebounding alone doesn't carry a team, and it doesn't justify all-star buzz. This league is stacked with players who contribute across the board: scoring, defending, passing, and that's exactly what fans want to see. Right now, Reese's stats tell the story of a player still trying to find that full balance. And until she does, her overall impact is going to stay limited. The numbers don't lie.
Lexi Hall, 217,000, and there is Kiki Arafin, 213,500. She's averaging a double-double, a legit double-double, with a good field goal percentage. Angel Reese, well, wait a minute. I thought it was about you too. Everybody's watching because of me too, except everybody's not watching because of you too. I mean, guys, if the ratings ain't enough and the attendance ain't enough, and what happened at LSU ain't enough, and all this other stuff ain't enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is, well, it's 13th place.
Angel Reese is a beast on the boards, but her shooting issues and lack of offensive efficiency are holding her back from becoming the kind of player fans rally behind for the All-Star game. And that brings us to the big question: if rebounding alone isn't enough, what does it take to earn those All-Star votes? Up next, we break down exactly what the fans are really voting for.
So even right down here, the Mirror's calling out Angel Reese. As for Reese, one-time All-Star from last year in a rookie season alongside Clark, who appears set to earn a second honor, has struggled in 2025. 23-year-old, notorious for her rebounding supremacy, averages 11 points, but the Sky are 3 and 8. And she's shooting like, I don't even know what she's at now. It's probably less than 35%.
Here's how the All-Star voting actually breaks down. Fan votes make up 50% of the total, while players and media each get 25%. That means the fans have the biggest voice in deciding who becomes an All-Star. And even with that advantage, Angel Reese still couldn't crack the top 10. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark didn't just make the list, she dominated it, pulling in a staggering 516,000 votes. To put that in perspective, Clark got more than 3 times the votes Reese did, who finished with just 173,000. That's not a small difference. That's a massive canyon between media hype and what fans actually want.
Let's see, fan voting runs through the 28th, culmination of fan voting 50%, player votes 25%, and media votes. Oh, that's going to be where Angel Reese makes her move. Media votes 25% will determine the All-Star starters. Looking right at you, CBS, you still ain't released the ratings.
So how did this happen? The All-Star voting system is meant to balance popularity, player respect, and media influence. But this year, it exposed a massive disconnect. Despite months of hype from the league and major media outlets framing Angel Reese as the next superstar, fans weren't sold. They looked past the headlines and focused on what actually counts: performance. Caitlin Clark didn't need media spin. Her game does the talking. She's out there every night dropping stats, creating highlights, and changing the outcome of games. And fans noticed, loud and clear. That's why the votes poured in, not just for her, but for others who are delivering on the court. Just look at who cracked the top 10.
Nafisi Collier, who is probably the leader of the MVP pack right now, is at 485,000. Aaliyah Boston is third. 447,000, as she should be. Aaliyah should get some MVP conversation, I'm going to be honest.
Aaliyah Boston pulled in 447,000 votes. A clear message that fans are watching the games and rewarding players who consistently deliver. Her all-around skill set, steady performance, and leadership have earned her a strong, loyal fan base. Another top vote getter built her reputation the hard way, with years of proven production and reliability. These aren't just highlight players. They have resumes that fans respect. And when you compare that to Angel Reese, The numbers don't quite match up. Yes, she's one of the league's top rebounders, no question, but today's fans want more than just one standout skill. They're looking for players who can score, defend, and lead their teams to wins, not just grab boards.
I know Kelsey Plum is likable. She's a lovely lady, but you mean to tell me she's more popular than Angel Reese? The same Angel Reese who has been begging, and I mean begging, people on social media to vote for her? Angel Reese, number 13 on the list, 173,000 votes. Aaliyah Boston, who most people have never heard of, has received 447,000 votes.
Angel Reese's rise has been driven by personality, viral moments, and heavy branding, but fans aren't easily fooled. They know when a narrative is being pushed too hard. The league and media tried to crown her as the face of the WNBA before her game caught up, and that disconnect, it showed up loud and clear in the All-Star voting. Instead of buying into the hype, fans chose players like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, players who produce where it counts. The message is clear. It's not about who gets the most media attention. It's about who shows up on the court and delivers.
Didn't shoot a single free throw. Although she did have 12 rebounds, her average, which does lead the league. But a couple of times Angel drove it and flung up just these wild shots from 3 or 4 feet that missed the rim by, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet. Just looked so ridiculously awkward, like she'd never even played basketball.
What shocked you the most about the All-Star voting? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear them, because these results didn't just send a message to Angel Reese. They sent a message to the entire league. You can't build a superstar through ad campaigns and non-stop highlight reels alone. Fans are paying attention to the game, not just the noise around it. The gap between Reese's media hype and her actual All-Star support is a reality check. It shows the league can't force stardom. It has to be earned on the court. And when it comes to fan trust, it all starts with what happens between those lines.
These numbers are 100% accurate, and Angel Reese is the 13th most popular player in the WNBA. This probably means she will not be a starter in the All-Star game, which would make sense because Angel Reese shouldn't be a starter for a regular season game.
This All-Star vote wasn't just about Angel Reese. It was a statement about what fans really value and where the league is headed. The divide between media hype and actual fan sentiment has never been more obvious, and the results prove one thing loud and clear: substance beats spin every time. Despite all the promo and non-stop coverage, Angel Reese couldn't crack the top 10. Why? Because fans want more than just headlines. They want players who perform, connect, and earn their spotlight. This vote is a wake-up call for how stars are built in today's WNBA. Will the league shift its marketing strategy? Will Reese evolve her game to win fans over on the court? Or has the hype train already gone off the rails? If this breakdown opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest WNBA storylines.